The morning it all began felt painfully ordinary. Jacob Miller, a 17-year-old high school senior from Denver, rushed down the stairs, backpack half unzipped, sneakers mismatched, hair uncombed, living proof that teenagers were always 5 minutes behind schedule. His mom, Emily, stood in the kitchen wearing her usual soft smile, flipping pancakes the way she did every single day. She had a gentle presence, the kind that made everything feel safe even when life wasn't. But that morning, something in her eyes was different. "Jake, honey, eat something before you leave," she said, sliding a plate toward him. "I'm late, Mom," he muttered, grabbing only a banana. She touched his arm. "Just slow down for a second." Jacob pulled away. He wasn't trying to be rude. He was just overwhelmed: school, exams, college applications, expectations he felt he could never meet. His mom kept telling him he didn't have to be perfect, but how could she understand? She didn't know what high school felt like now: competition everywhere, pressure from every direction, and the constant fear of not being good enough. He didn't notice the pain behind her eyes as he hurried out the door. He didn't notice how long she stood there watching him go. He didn't notice that she waved a little longer than usual, as if memorizing the moment. Because he didn't know that would be the last time she would ever wave at him from their doorstep. That evening he returned home expecting dinner, homework, and his mom asking exaggerated questions about his day. Instead, he found a note on the kitchen counter. 3 lines. Simple. Calm. "Jake, I love you more than anything. I need to take care of something important. I'll be back soon." At first he laughed. It looked like something from a movie. His mom never left the house without telling him exactly where she was going. But as hours passed, the laughter died. Midnight came. No call. No text. No sound. By morning, panic replaced confusion. By evening, the police were involved. By day 3, Jacob's world began to collapse. His mom, his steady, loving, unshakable mom, had vanished without warning. Over the next week, everything about life changed. Relatives came and went. Neighbors whispered. His teachers treated him differently. And Jacob, who always thought he was strong, realized he never knew what loneliness felt like until now. But the truth would take longer to surface. 2 weeks later, the police found her car abandoned near a small town 3 hours away. Inside were her purse, her phone, and the necklace Jacob had given her on Mother's Day. Still no sign of her. And then, the call came. A hospital. A woman found unconscious. A name matching Emily Miller. Jacob's heart raced the entire drive. When he entered the sterile hospital room, everything inside him shattered. She looked small, fragile, like life had quietly drained from her. But she was alive, barely. Doctors told him the truth. Emily had been diagnosed months earlier with a rare heart condition. Extremely dangerous. No cure. Only management. She kept it a secret to protect him. She didn't want her son to live in fear. She didn't want him to pause his dreams or change his life because of her condition. She thought she had more time. But when her symptoms worsened suddenly, she panicked and drove to the hospital alone. She collapsed in the parking lot before she could get help. Jacob sat beside her, holding her hand, begging her to wake up. Hours passed. And then, slowly, her eyes opened. Her voice was weak, but her love remained strong. "Jake. I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to live your life worried about me." Jacob broke. Years of teenage frustration, things unsaid, moments taken for granted, all came pouring out. "Mom, I don't care about perfect grades. I don't care about college. I just want you. You're my whole world. Please don't ever think you have to carry anything alone." Tears rolled down her cheeks. Her hand trembled as she squeezed his. I waved at you that morning, and something in me wondered if I'd ever get to wave again. Those words stayed with Jacob forever. Her recovery was slow. Painful. Uncertain. But something beautiful happened during those weeks in the hospital. Jacob changed. He started showing up, not just physically, but emotionally. He cooked for her. Read to her. Held her hand when the fear got too heavy. And when she finally returned home, their house felt different. Warmer. Softer. More sacred. He no longer rushed out the door. He no longer ignored the small moments. He no longer assumed there would always be a tomorrow. Because he had already lived through the terror of almost losing his forever. Months later, on a sunny spring morning, Emily stood on the front porch as Jacob headed to school, this time with both shoes tied, hair brushed, and a full breakfast in his stomach. He turned back. She waved. He waved back. And that simple gesture, that little wave, meant more than any moment in their lives. Before leaving, he said softly, "I'll see you after school, Mom. I promise." And she replied, "I'll be right here." Sometimes the most unforgettable goodbyes aren't the ones that end something. They're the ones that teach us to never waste the moments we're blessed to have.